everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to the Phenomics series. In today's session, we are going to discuss a very unique and interesting topic, the interesting concept that is the sustainable finance. So big organizations like the European Union, the World Bank, they are discussing about the sustainable finance, and it is a very hot topic because many of the countries are adopting the sustainable finance, they are working towards the sustainable finance. But there is much vagueness that is attached to the definition of sustainable finance, that is attached to the understanding of the sustainable finance. And in today's session, we are going to have the clear understanding that what is the sustainable finance, what are the goals under the sustainable finance, what are the equipments, the tools used for the sustainable finance. So today we are going to have the clear understanding of the sustainable finance, and let me tell you that this is a very important topic when it comes to the descriptive writing, because this is a hot topic that is going on in today's world. Now, before starting with this very important concept, there is a big announcement from EduTap that we have brought for you the comprehensive guide for RBI and SEBI. So through a single guidebook, you can get the answers of all your common queries. If you have any query regarding the examination, what is the pattern of the exam, what is the syllabus for the exam, what are the previous year cutoffs for the exam, even if you have any query regarding the preparation for the exam, that what should be the sources for the preparation, what should be the strategy for the preparation, all your common queries can answer through a single guidebook. You do not have to visit different links, you do not have to visit different websites, and this is absolutely free of cost to save your time, to save your efforts. Okay, so do download this guidebook that is provided in the description box below. The link is provided in the description box below. Do download it. Okay, so now coming to the hot topic that we are going to discuss in today's session, that is the sustainable finance. Now all of you must have heard about the finance term, like the financial market is there where the finance is being provided. So finance is what? Finance is like providing the funds. It is providing the funds, or we can say the capital is being deployed. The capital is being deployed. Okay. So providing the funds. Now when we talk about the sustainable finance, we usually connect it with the environment, that okay, we are providing the funds for such kind of activities or such kind of projects that are taking into account the environment. Okay, that are taking into account the environmental aspect, that is taking into account the environmental goals that we want to achieve. But sustainable finance is not limited to the environment only. Okay, sustainable finance do not have only the environmental goal, it has environmental goal into account, but sustainable finance means that we are taking into account the environmental, social and governance goals, that the funds are being provided, the capital is being deployed for such kind of activities and projects that take into account the environmental, social and governance consideration, that take into account these goals. Okay, that is working towards these goals also. So what is the complete definition? Okay, we have understood that the sustainable finance means that providing the funds for such kind of projects that is achieving these goals. But is there some complete definition that is provided by a big organization? So yes, the European Union, the European Commission has provided this definition for the sustainable finance. The World Bank has also accepted this definition, and you can find it in their website also. So the sustainable finance refers to the process of taking the environmental, social and governance consideration. These are being taken into account when making investment decisions. When the investment decisions are being made, that where we should put the funding, where we should put the money. Okay, so when the investment decisions are being made, when the funding is being provided, the considerations, these considerations are being taken, that okay, it should be environmentally healthy, it should be healthy for the society, it should be it should have a good governance in the financial sector, leading to more long-term investments in sustainable economic activities and projects. So such kind of activities and projects, the investment decisions are being taken for such kind of activities. The investment is happening on such kind of activities and projects that are taking into account the growth. Of costly for the growth it is happening, for the profits it is happening, but it is also taking into account the economic, social and governance criteria considerations. Now you will say that okay, we have a vague idea about what is the environmental, social and governance, but is there some like concrete idea behind this? So yes, environmental considerations are what kind of considerations? That is, the investment is happening on such kind of activities or projects that is taking environmental considerations, means that are including the climate change mitigation and adaptation into its company, into its project. Let's say the project is to build a factory. Now how this investment is sustainable, can become a sustainable finance. How does this investment or funding can become a sustainable finance? When this project, when this company is trying to mitigate the climate change, or it is trying to adapt for the climate change, like it is trying to accept the technologies, it is trying to put the green technologies, that is trying to reduce the pollution, that is reducing the emissions. So environmental considerations means that the climate change mitigation and adaptation work is going on, as well as the environment is more broadly looked upon. For instance, the preservation of biodiversity is also happening. So this setting up of the company is not harming the biodiversity around it. It is not harming the environment around it. It is trying to protect, it is trying to mitigate the effects it have around the climate, for the climate. Of course, when we are setting up this company, we have to cut down trees, but at least we should not pollute the river that is going beside it. Okay, the waste should not go to the river. So such kind of technology is being used, that the waste is actually converted, it is actually made recyclable or something. So this company, the project can actually work towards the environment while promoting growth also. So such kind of idea is behind this environment, looking after the environment, taking into account the environment, that is the growth should happen, but the climate change, at least mitigation should be there. Less effect should happen to the climate, okay? And the preservation of biodiversity should also be taken care of. Pollution prevention should be the idea. Such kind of system should happen that the pollution, the emissions are not very much. So this is the environment ideology, that how we can protect the environment while doing the investment in the projects. Okay, so such kind of projects should be promoted. Such kind of investment should happen on the projects which are taking into account the environmental consideration, that are having the technology so that the pollution can be prevented or reduced. Coming to the social. Okay, now a factory has been set up. Now we are considering to invest in this project, that is setting up a company. Now how it is going to benefit the society? Now this company can be set up in a rural area where the employment is not there. So the company is going to promote the equality. It is going to promote the human capital. How is it going to promote the equality? How is it making the country more inclusive? Let's understand that. So a single project can help the environmental, social and governance goals. I will show you that. Okay. So through this company that is being set up in the rural areas, the inequality is reducing, because the rural areas that do not have much employment, okay, what is happening? They are getting the employment, they are getting the income stream. Okay, so the equality is being increased. The poor people can get at least to the middle classes, they can have at least a better standard of living. So the equality is being promoted by setting up this industry into a rural area, into a far off area that does not have much employment criteria. Inclusiveness, we are including these people into the financial system, into the economic system of our country. And RBI government, they are continuously doing work towards the financial inclusion. The financial literacy programs are going on, the financial inclusion programs are going on by the RBI, by the government. So that is, the inclusiveness is being promoted. Even the financial institutions, the banks, the Union Bank of India, the State Bank of India, they are promoting for the financial inclusion. The IPPB, you must have heard about the news that the India Post Payments Bank, they are working towards the financial inclusion. For what? For the financial inclusion, so that those can be included into the financial system of our country. Okay, so the institutions usually work for the society also. The labor relations. Now this company can have good labor relations. They could actually promote the labor benefits. Okay, investment in human capital and communities. So when this factory is set up in a far off area, now the whole community of that area will be having the human capital. Now the human will be converted into a capital. How? By providing the skills to the human, by providing the technique to the human, by providing the knowledge to the human. So the human capital, the human can convert into the human capital, because this company is going to work towards promoting the skills, training the humans. Okay, so this company, that is the investment that has happened in this project to create this company that is going to look after the environment, that is also going to benefit the society. So such kind of project should be taken, okay, under the finance, under the sustainable finance. So as well as human rights issue. So this company is going to also look after the human rights issue, that it can also train the people that okay, the sanitation should be like this, the working life should be like this. So they are also promoting the human rights. So I hope you have understood through this example that a project can look after, take into account the society and environment while working also. Okay. Next is governance. Now, how can a governance be treated under this kind of thing? So the investment should happen in a project. Let's say this project is creating a company that is putting green technologies, that is putting technologies that do not have much pollution, that are not harming the environment much. Of course, when you are setting up the company, something will happen, some like trees will be cut or something, but it is trying to mitigate that kind of environment, that kind of effect. So the environment, it is looking after the environment so that it do not do much pollution, it do not do much emissions. The energy resources, the resources are being recycled to be used again. So the recycle is also happening again. So the resources are not wasted. So the wastage is not happening. So the environment, okay, we have checked that, it is doing that. Society, how it is helping the society? It is increasing equality, inclusiveness, it is promoting the human capital. So okay, it is also working for the society. Now comes the governance part. Now when it is having a good governance, that means it has a good management structure that is looking after the whole of the company in a very inclusive manner, in which it is promoting the benefits for the people also, for the employees also. Okay, so the management structure should be such that it has clear strategy and objectives, the ethical way is there, and the culture, the governance should promote such a culture that everyone is benefited in that company, and not only the management is having all the benefits, but the whole subsidiaries are also having the benefits, the lower strata is also having the benefits. So the government considerations of public and private institutions. The public and private institutions should have the management structure that actually have the transparency. Okay, there should be the transparency when a project is being taken. So they should do the risk evaluation, the opportunity impact assessment, that we are creating this much of the benefits and this much of the harm. So we should do the we should take the project or not. So this much benefit is happening to the society and this much harm is happening to the society. So of course the benefits are greater than the harm. So you should take this project. So such kind of opportunity impact assessment should happen in the transparent way. That is good governance, that the management is looking after the society and the environment also. Okay, so they can take into account the projects that is actually benefiting the society. So in this way they are including the social and environmental considerations in the decision making process. So such kind of projects they can take into account. Anti-corruption, they are not only thinking about the profits of theirs, they are actually thinking about the whole of the society. Employee relations should be maintained, like we citizens need some rights. Similarly, the employee should have some rights. They should have a good relation with the management, so they have a work-life balance. They should have a complete enjoyment kind of thing while working, not all the pressure only. Shareholder rights. Now the shareholder have put their money in the company, so they should have the rights also. Executive remuneration, so they should have the engagement, the monitoring and measuring should be there, that the monitoring is perfect so that the management do not do any kind of corruption. The reporting and transparency is also perfect. Then it brings the sustainable outcomes. When the governance is good, when the culture is good in the economy, in the company, when the transparency is there, as well as the objectives clear for the company, that we have the objective of having the profits. We are doing this kind of project that is creating this harm, but the profits are looked after, as well as the society benefits are looked after. So the profits are coming with the benefit to the society, that is they are creating human capital, they are not harming the environment much. So such kind of good governance is there. Now there is the other company that is not giving any right to the people, employees, that is not doing much good for the society, that is not creating any human capital, that is polluting the rivers, that is cutting more and more trees just for the taking the benefits themselves. So such like the bad governance should not be there and the good governance should be there. So these are the things, these are the considerations under the governance. Okay, So I hope you have understood the three criteria under the sustainable finance, that finance, the funding should be provided for such kind of investment decisions, for such kind of activities or projects that are having the goals of environmental, that are considering the aspects of the environmental, social and governance also, that are working towards the climate, like the climate change is mitigated, the biodiversity is protected, the greenhouse gases emissions is not happening much, water consumption is also to a good level, they are not harming the water also, pollution is not there, the waste management is proper, the wastage is not happening much, use of renewable energy. So they are trying to use the green technology that is beneficial for the environment. So they are reducing the inequality, they are taking care of the human rights, they are having good labor relations, the community is impacted in a good way, the supplier relations are good, working conditions are good, health and safety and diversity is also there. Diversity means that going to such places where the employment is not there, providing more employment to more kind of people. Now, governance, transparency should be there. The board should be independent to take the decisions. They should not be under the political pressures or political contributions. So shareholder rights should be there, taxation should be proper, they should be anti-corrupt. They should not only think about their profits, they should actually benefit the country, benefit the other sectors also. Moving forward, coming to this green bonds. Now, sustainable finance, we have talked about the funding is being provided for the activities or projects that are looking towards the ESG goals. But how the funding is coming? How this funding is coming? So the funding is coming through different types of bonds or loans. So green bonds are the loans that are provided for the green bonds. See, through this the capital is being raised. The funds are being raised through the green bonds for the new or the existing projects, for the investment in the new or existing projects that have the environmental benefits. Okay. Social bonds are such kind of bonds in which the funds are being raised for the new or the existing projects in which the positive social outcomes are there. Like the factory is being set up in a far off area in which the factory is actually benefiting the whole of the community. Okay, there, because the factories are generating skills, is generating knowledge among the people there. Okay, so it is generating skills, it is creating positive social outcomes. Sustainability bonds are such kind of bonds through which the funds are being raised, in which what is happening, that new or the existing projects are happening, in which combination of both green and social projects are being taken, in which the project is helping the environment as well as the society equal. Okay, and the governance, for the governance, what is happening? For the governance, there is the laws that are coming up, like the corporate social responsibility. It is not a law, but the companies are themselves moving towards the corporate social responsibility, that we are the corporates, we have quite much power in our hands, so we should be socially responsible. Like the SBI, the State Bank of India, has taken the Gram Seva program. Okay, in which it is helping the villages to develop. Okay, as well as the Indian Post Payments Bank, it has taken the financial inclusion, financial literacy and financial inclusion program. Okay, the Niveshak Didi program that came. So corporate social responsibility. Now, why they are moving towards a good governance? Why they are trying to help the society? Why they are trying to be responsible? Because they know that when they are responsible, the customers will have a good view regarding the SBI. When I heard that they are doing the Gram Seva program, the trust and the praise grew in my head, that okay, SBI is doing really well, the IPPB is doing really well, the Union Bank of India is also doing a lot of projects for the country, for the people of the country, for the environment. So they want to try to build the trust among the customers. They want to create a good image for their institutions. Such kind of private, like the Tata do so well when it comes to the corporate social responsibility, when it comes to the society, and it has such a good image in our minds. So the good governance will come when such kind of things are being made popular. Okay, that you are gaining the trust of the people, you are gaining the trust of the consumers, they are trying to connect with you. So that Tata has actually connected with the people of India. So you can understand that the good governance will come itself when the mindset of the people changes, when the mindset of the people changes towards the society, towards the environment, that okay, the environment should be protected and the society should be protected, it should be made equal. So then itself the good governance will come, because the companies will try to work in for the mindset of ours, okay, for the benefit of ours when we want the benefit, okay. So I hope you have understood this ideology, and thank you very much for today. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel and join our Telegram channel. The PDF will be provided through the Telegram channel. And if you have any query, you can write us here or you can contact us through this number. Thank you very much, everyone.